Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Libra. If Libra is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, knock, knock, knock. Let's see. What do these tea leaves have in store for you, Libra? All right. I hope you all are doing well. We have quite a rainy night going on. I was out going to garage sales tonight and got caught in kind of a downpour deluge. It was quite biblical. And I helped the people pull the stuff in and got soaked, but it did not deter me from hitting some more garage sales. It is probably my favorite season, garage sale season. Okay, let's see what we have going on here. All right, so I want to start with our card, and for this cycle of 12 zodiac signs, I am using the Jungian. Is it the Young Tarot? The Jungian Tarot, and it's by Robert Wang. Okay, and this is the Knight or King of Discs. Okay. And we can see, I like to think this kind of looks like our friend Crowley. Maybe not, I don't know, but that's who I think it looks like. And this is definitely kind of the archetype of the dutiful father, a sense of security, stability, building, being, very learned in material functions, heavy metals, having access to resources, natural resources, materials, this kind of thing. Yeah, and so we'll get started with that. That's kind of a nice a nice energy. So what I want to look at here is we have kind of this figure, a person standing here. We have a dog kind of facing. It looks like there's some kind of bird up here peering down, looking at this dog. It looks like the dog has its head kind of raised to it. I think kind of checking it out, right? We have a kind of I almost kind of think of somebody going on a walk with their dog, and there's, a loud bird sitting in a tree kind of cawing down at the dog there, and the dog is kind of yapping back, and there's a bit of a little argument arising, but nothing really will come of it because they can't really reach each other. They will not reach each other. And here we have kind of, our more rational, logical, perceptive self kind of witnessing this little kind of exchange happening. Okay. And so what does this mean? In my mind, I feel that there have been, you have been kind of and I feel, let me just say this. I feel that this reading obviously is going to be about you. I feel though that the real big focus, one of the higher energies of this reading is not going to be about you. I think that you are kind of somebody that's outside of the situation, but this is going to be a lot about maybe how you interact with this situation. And I think that this really comes through in this dynamic. Okay. I feel like there is maybe a person in your life who, if it is in this dog, kind of symbolism, it could be somebody that you care for, somebody that is, like a good friend. You feel loyal to them. They're loyal to you. But the thing is, it seems like they could be maybe the type of person that flies off the handle a little too easily. They don't really necessarily think through what they say, how they behave, their interactions with others. So you're kind of left, you know, kind of just on the sideline watching this person who you care about, who usually is a pretty good, you know, pretty good guy, pretty good gal, pretty good, you know, them or whatever, you know, among the spectrum. So they, you know, they seem to be a little hot-headed, possibly, maybe a little bit out of control of themselves at times. Very kind of have, you know, high emotions, high, just kind of like a very intense energy that can arise. Okay. And then I want to look over here, and I kind of see this person with their leg kind of kicking out. Okay. And I just kind of get the same kind of energy, just kind of idly, just this type of person that is always perceiving that they might be getting into some kind of disagreement. They're looking for it. They're kind of like cruising life, looking for a reason to have some kind of you know, conflict, or some kind of you know, aggravation, and even a physical fight, possibly. And now I really do get the sense that this person, it seems to me that this maybe is more of a masculine energy, somebody that probably presents or identifies maybe more as a male. And I think that, and this is a touchy subject, and something that I have a lot of empathy for, as I think most of us do. There is a real and growing kind of subset of our collective culture of masculine identifying people who are very alienated, or feel, anyways, they feel very alienated. Okay, they're, I think you could even go as far as to say that these are people who feel pretty lonely, pretty, almost like forgotten by society. Okay. And I won't get into the many reasons that are very complex, why it is that people could begin to feel this way, especially on such a large scale. I think this is, really, according to scientists, specialists, mental health practitioners, it's becoming really a thing that is very prevalent, and maybe becoming a larger and larger, social problem or health problem. And so, and I know it's very touchy. And, you know, let me just say, because I think I have said before, you know, I've experienced most of my life as a woman. Spiritually, I don't know. You know, I have, you know, a lot of involvement in esoteric, occult thinking, practices, whatever. So that's a lot more fluid. Okay, but in my physical life, I would say that I have experienced life mostly as a woman. Okay, I would call myself a woman. I would identify myself to people as a woman, as a mother, this kind of thing. So, it's my perspective, you know, that you know, we all have all of our configurations run into their particular problems, and we all have things that happen. By me mentioning this, I'm not diminishing anybody else's struggle. You know, at all. I don't like that we even have to qualify the fact that we're allowed to talk about certain groupings of people's struggles, because it can cause people to, you know, get upset or whatever. But anyways, this is turning into kind of going down a quick hole here. You know, so I feel that this person in your life whom you care for, who you know as a human being, right? It's one thing to be on the internet and we experience all kinds of people who they are, or they're something else, or, you know, they're existing through different personas online, and that's great. We all should be able to do that, okay? But it's so much more passively that we know people online, so it's easier to just generalize and dismiss and whatever, okay? But when you know somebody, when this is somebody who you spend your hours with, you see them going through pain, conflict, turmoil, that's very real. Okay, it's something that cannot just be glossed over as a movement or an anti-movement or a, you know, whatever. You know, hopefully we do not dismiss people's experiences because they don't align with our vision of the world or whatever. Okay. I don't know why I'm feeling so strongly about this, but, you know, even it just, I feel weird sometimes speaking about, men's issues to some degree, because I don't, you know, I don't experience them. I witness them, of course, but, you know, I just want to be so delicate with everybody that I come in contact with, everybody that I'm speaking to, who are hearing me and who we are talking about, okay? Because, you know, we need so much more understanding and empathy towards one another generally, you know, full stop. So there's a person, I think, that you know them to be somebody that you love, care for, cherish on some level. Okay? If it's somebody you work with, somebody you hang out with, somebody who is your brother, father, grandfather, child, whatever, somebody, your partner, ex-partner, whatever it is, you see them as a human being. You know them more than just, you know, some face, some name. And they're hurting. They're hurting. They're alienated. They're maybe to some degree disenfranchised. They seem to lash out to some extent. They maybe are, you know, hold beliefs about the world that are complicated, that are paranoid, aggressive. It could be even violent to some extent, bigoted, and just hard to, can be very hard to accept, not even accept, it's not accept, just to exist within the realm of this person sometimes, because you know that they are more than these coping mechanisms that they have formed, these lenses that they have created to view the world, so it makes sense to them why they feel the way that they do. Okay, and it's not necessarily logical at all, but this is how they have learned to be able to go on day to day, because they have these poison, diseased kinds of ideas about other people, about, you know, what the universe is doing to them, being singled out maybe. I feel like there is a sense of really being tested, but so deeply hurt, right? A lot of sorrow, you know, even maybe some degree of feeling like, you know, they never were able to get their life going to begin with, in their mind, right? Never quite able to align things in just such the way that in their mind would verify that they're successful, that they have, you know, won the thing that they wanted to, you know, do, that they've achieved something. And so I feel that this is a really dark kind of chaos that has arisen in your immediate world. Maybe not in your home necessarily. Maybe not even in your everyday life. But this is somebody you think about because they're so volatile at times. And you worry about them. You worry about if, you know, you worry about their mental health, maybe their wellness, their relationship with other people, with themselves, with the higher orders of consciousness and spirit and so on. And hopefully, you know, you are praying for them or sending out, you know, appeals for their healing and these kinds of things. But I think more than anything, you just worry for them, right? And with the way the world is now, it would be surprising if each of us didn't know at least one or two or three people that maybe could fit into this scenario. And with the way the world is now and the way that, you know, things get amplified, you worry about what could the outcome be? You know, where is this going? You know, what do I do? How do I help? Who do I tell? Okay. I want to look here. And I know this is a difficult reading, you know, and I think that's why I ramble so much at the beginning, because I just want to be so careful about how I say things. Not because of YouTube, just because I want to honor people. I don't want to make things worse for people ever. You know, And I don't want to further stigmatize people's struggles. And they're very real. Okay. We have to get out of this concept of, bullying people, wagging our finger at people, telling people they should know better. They need to be better people. You got to better people yourself out of this crisis you're going through. You have to just, get into line of whatever the wave of thinking is. And that's how you'll be a better person, a more healthy person, a good person, an acceptable person. Well, that doesn't work for everybody. Okay? Like, it just doesn't. So we got to figure out a different way to relate to people, to help each other, pull ourselves out of these places, these dark corridors that, let's face it, a lot of people end up going down. It's not just like a couple people here and there. This is a whole undercurrent of generations, not one generation, multiple generations. And so these things need to be talked about in a way that is, open and is with as little violent language as possible, as little confrontation as possible. You can't just meet head on head being angry. Those two angry things are not gonna make a right, whatever right means. But again, I digress. So, I think, this, and I'm looking here, we have a person kind of just I see them kind of holding a shovel, or kind of holding a shovel. I see kind of a hole being dug. I also kind of see a child hiding behind them, kind of hiding behind the leg here. Okay. And for me, this really brings up a vision of how are we going to sow the seeds going forward, right? To help one another grow, for this culture, for our communities, for our personal relationships to grow, but also the individuals to find a way to do some self-development, to work on the things that are ailing them, on all levels of being, right, where they can. And I'm not of the mind that everything needs to be fixed. I'm not, we're all different. We're all different. We all have different, abilities, and we should all definitely praise and uplift each other for those differences and for those differences in abilities. But when somebody is suffering, especially psychically, I think it's very important for us to do what we can to, if we cannot directly support them, do much for them. And I'm just thinking, I interact with a lot of people with mental health issues. I myself have what I would call mental health issues. I have diagnoses. I've talked about them before, PTSD or CPTSD, and anxiety, depression. I've had suicide attempts, multiple. I've been I've been hospitalized in a coma due to it. I have addiction issues. So, addiction, I forget what it's called, but, addiction, whatever the mental health diagnosis is for addiction, my individual addictions. And so, I'm no stranger to these things. Okay. And I interact with people. My people are people that struggle. Okay. These are my people. These are the people that speak my language. I don't feel at home with people. Of course, I'll break bread with anybody, but these are the people who speak my language. These are the people who, when they speak, I hear them. I've been there. I get it. We walk hand in hand, right? So I think Libra really, and this makes sense to me just based on your given abilities within, the attributes of a Libra person, is that you have this real innate ability to understand people deeply. You are good at relating to people of all kinds. You're very perceptive, but there's just not a lot of barriers in how you perceive others. So you are able to also have a deeper empathy because you can relate and you can see through a lot of the more surfacey qualities of people's personas. And of course, we all have to have great boundaries. So important to have boundaries with people, especially when people are in crisis. Because, there can be some amount of erratic behavior, unsafe behavior, poor choices, or at least diminished ability to make good choices. But I think that, just in this case, I think that, just being there with a few kind words, listening, just allowing this person to be who they are, letting them feel accepted, heard, seen, not left behind, not alone, Of course, you can't tell somebody how to fix it all or what they should do or think or whatever. But being there for somebody, and if they ask for advice, then, you give them the best advice you can. I think, though, honestly, in my experience, I really do believe that being there for somebody, even just for a few minutes here and there, just letting somebody know that there's somebody else in the world that even thinks about them, that knows their name, even remembers, what kind of pop they drink, or what kind of, what bands they like, or just simple things. A little bit of kindness, a little bit of remembrance. It goes such a long way with people. I want to look at this one too. And I see this beautiful figure kind of in a side profile. I see them kind of holding up here, and we see some kind of, to me it looks like they're almost writing on the wall or writing something. They're writing, right? I also see this leg coming down here. It also kind of looks like an anchor. Okay, so I really think that this is a sign, an indication of just having a really strong foundation, very much tied to this, and we have the knight or the king of discs, right? Very earthy energy. So we have this kind of real, I feel like you have a real commanding, grounded, your feet are planted on the ground, in the earth. Okay, you have really good, reasonable, easy kinds of thoughts and advice. Okay, you are good at helping people, kind of like mediating for them to some degree, maybe advocating for them even if that's what they need, helping them find resources if they might need that, but doing it in a way where you aren't like coming in and just being like, oh, you're messed up, I'm gonna save you, and I think that really, especially if we're dealing with somebody who is already feeling like kind of small, made small by society, by their circumstances, they don't want somebody to come in and try to save them, but they want somebody to come in and hear them. And so there is this kind of dance of kind of figuring out how to get them connected in the right direction. Maybe thinking about therapy, counseling, some kind of outreach thing, getting them involved in something that will keep them busy where they're helping others. Getting involved with other people's lives. I think one of the best ways to help our own lives and get us out of obsessing about the bad things that are going on in what we're lacking, what we don't have, what other people have and I don't have, or I haven't achieved this by this age, or I'm failing, my family thinks I'm not good enough, whatever it is. The best way to get through these kinds of thoughts, to not, you can't banish them. I mean, they're going to be there regardless at times. We all have them, no matter how well you're doing. We all have these things. But when you stay busy being of service to other people, to animals, to the environment, to whatever it is, and you see the work you're doing is helpful, it's very healing, I believe. So important to help people manage their own situations. Okay, so this is maybe something that you could help them with. I just, I know this is not like the most exciting. I know I've rambled a bit. Again, I just always want to be so careful. It's hard. We all exist in this world right now, so we all know it's hard to say anything clearly. I don't know what to say half the time when it comes to difficult, sticky subjects. I don't even know how I feel sometimes about things. So, it's difficult. But what I do know beneath everything is that I care about people in general. I don't care what the configuration looks like. I care about people not hurting, not feeling alone, not, getting to a place where they're so upset that they act out, harm themselves or others, whatever it is, something like this, and so collectively we need to, I believe I need to stay in the mindset that we need to be helpful to our neighbors, to our loved ones, to our friends, to our foes. We need to be of assistance. We have to give to each other what we can. And a lot of times it's just that little bit of attention, those kind words, that listening, right? A helping hand. It does a world of difference. Okay. I want to look at this really quick. We have this beautiful flower. I feel like this is so much related to you as a person. You were kind of born to be somebody who can get in there and really, you know, make a difference in somebody else's lives. Maybe make a difference in a lot of people's lives. You know, I mean, gosh, you might be in something like social work or counseling. You might work in a school system where you're dealing with all kinds of people who are growing up, going through all kinds of situations, and have, you know, emotions that can get really, really heightened, right? So, you know, I mean, there's so many other professions and things that go on in people's lives where you do end up encountering a lot of this kind of thing. And, you know, literally bless you. I mean, bless you for the work that you do. Even if this is somebody that's in your family, or you've dealt with people in your life and you've helped them kind of get through some of the things that are like this, bless you. If you yourself have gone through these kinds of feelings of loneliness, anger, not understanding why you have been put in this position, that the world is unfair, whatever, you know, the particulars are, you know, you're loved for real, and bless you, you know. You're not alone at all. You're not. And I want to, my cat's hair is right here. I shut the door. If you've seen any of my other readings recently, these cats are in spring mode. Can I tell you that they have gone wild? I have been leaving the door open for them during my readings. They are merciless, these cats. Just wild. So they're not in here tonight. I have the door closed, but still their hair shows up everywhere. Well, the one's hair. If you know TT, she's a hairless girl, but Pudgy is full of, he's got a robust coat. Okay, let's see. Excuse me. So, the interesting thing that is coming to mind here is I see you going somewhere where you're going to be around animals. Maybe like a farm trip. Maybe you live on a farm. Maybe you are going to like the zoo, or, you know, some, natural, like a state park, national park, whatever you have in different countries. I think you're going to be around some animals, and it seems like this is going to be something fun, interesting for you. I kind of just see, I almost see kind of like a little bit of waterlands, maybe marshes, or I don't know, but it seems like this is something that you're looking forward to. Or if it's something you don't have planned, it's going to be coming up out of nowhere, and it'll be a fun time for you. I think you're really going to enjoy it. And I would love to hear about it. If you know anything about me and my channel, I love animal talk. I love talking about the animals. I love seeing the animals. If you've ever seen, I know some of you have crossed over into my Facebook world. I post about all the animals I see every day. I'm so excited to identify different birds and stuff. So, Yeah, I love hearing about it. So please comment, let me know. Let me know where you're going, what you're seeing. Did you get to pet them? Okay, I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. This has been kind of you know, more of a, I don't know. It's not difficult, but yeah, different kind of reading. And, you know, thank you for spending your time. I'm honored to bring you these messages, even if they're not fun and lighthearted. No puppies or rainbow. Well, hopefully some puppies, maybe. Maybe not a rainbow yet. But sometimes that's just the way it is in life, right? So we do our best. We do our best. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps me get into the algorithm, and we are growing the channel one person at a time, and we're doing a great job, you guys. If you have not subscribed, please think about doing so. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next video comes out. And other than that, like I said, leave a comment. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know what animals you've been hanging out with. I want to hear all about it. All right, Libra, I thank you. We will talk in just a few days.